Good morning, students. I'm Shomajasu. Today I'm here to deliver my lecture on topic sexual reproduction in animals, and then I'll discuss about the male reproductive system. This is from the chapter How do organisms reproduce. So watch the entire lecture to get basics out of it. So without any delay, let's start with the topic. Let's start. Let's start with the topic sexual reproduction in animals, and then we'll move to male reproductive system. So you can see the picture of male reproductive system is given. All the labelings are given. You can see urethra, bladder, prostate gland, scrotum, testicles, urethra, vas deferens, seminal vesicle. First we'll see about the terminologies. Now what is a gamete? Now gamete. So what is a gamete? The cell involved in sexual reproductions are called gametes. So those cells that are involved in sexual reproduction are called gametes. The male gametes in animal is called sperms, and the female gametes in animal is called ovum or egg. Now next move to zygote. What is zygote? It is a fusion of male and female gamete that give rise to a single cell. That's called zygote. Next, what is fertilization? The fusion of sperm with an ovum or egg to form a zygote during sexual reproduction is called fertilization. So here in this slide we have learned the terminologies of gamete, zygote, fertilization, male gamete, female gamete. Next is internal fertilization. What is internal fertilization? So the fertilization which occurs inside the female body is called internal fertilization. Examples we can see mammals, including human beings, birds and reptiles. And what is external fertilization? So the fertilization that occurs outside the female body is called external fertilization. Example we can see in amphibians like frog and toads and fishes. Next we move to next terminology, that is puberty. What is puberty? So the age at which the sex organs or gametes begin to produce and the boy and the girl become sexually mature and able to reproduce is called puberty. So in this slide we have learned terminologies like internal fertilization, external fertilization, puberty, and the examples of internal and external fertilization. Now let's start with the male reproductive system. So in this video lecture I'll discuss about the male reproductive system, and in the next class I'll discuss about the female reproductive system. So in male reproductive system you can see the outline flowchart is given very nicely. So male reproductive system are three parts or three components are there. One is primary sex organ, next is secondary or accessory sex organ, and third is external sex organs. So in the primary sex organ there are testes, that is one pair of testes you male have. Next, in secondary or accessory sex organs there are following parts, like one is epididymis, there are one pair, seminal vesicle one pair, ductus deferens or vasa deferens, and spermatic cords, that is one pair, ejaculatory duct one pair, prostate, corpus gland, urethra. Now in the external sex organs we have penis, that is single, and scrotum. So this is the outline flowchart of male reproductive system. This is very important. You have to memorize it down and copy it down. Now let's see the differences between primary sex organ and secondary sex organs. What is a primary sex organ and what is a secondary sex organ? Primary sex organs produce gametes, whereas secondary sex organs do not produce gametes, but they are involved in conduction of gametes. So primary sex organ directly produce gametes, whereas secondary sex organs they do not produce gametes, but they are involved in conduction or passing of gametes. So primary sex organ, this type of sex organ secretes sex hormones. So primary sex organs secrete sex hormones, whereas secondary sex organs do not secrete sex organs. Third point, primary sex organs in females is ovary and in males is testes. So the primary sex organ in female is ovary and the male is testis. And the secondary sex organs, let's come to secondary sex organ. So epididymis, vasa deferens, penis, prostate, scrotum, etc. are male secondary sex organs, and fallopian tube, uterus, mammary gland, etc. are female secondary sex organs. Now moving to sexual reproduction in animals, you can see the male parent produces male gamete or male sex cells called sperm, and the sperm is a small cell with a long tail flagellum for movement. Next point, the female parent produces female sex cells called ova or egg. The ovum or egg is much bigger than the sperm, having a lot of cytoplasm. So ovum is larger in size. Alright, the ovum or egg is larger in size as compared to sperm, and ovum contains a lot of cytoplasm. Third is the sperm enters the ovum or egg and fuses with it and form a new cell called zygote. This process is called fertilization. So the zygote is fertilized ovum or fertilized egg. So then the zygote divides again and again to form a large number of cells, all of which remain together, and then ultimately the zygote grows and develops to form a embryo, and then it forms a fetus and then a newborn baby. Now you can see the male reproductive system. The labelings are given: urethra, seminal vesicles, bladder, prostate gland, penis, urethra, testis, scrotum, vas deferens. Now some important structures you have to know. Testis, regarding the male reproductive system. Testis, what is the testis? It's a site for sperm production. Next is scrotum, it holds the testis. Next is seminiferous tubule, it is a site for sperm development. Next is epididymis, it is a site of sperm maturation and storage. Next is vas deferens, it merges with urethra opening to release sperm. And last is semen, it's a mixture of sperm and lubricating seminal fluid. Alright, now these are very important slides. Summary of the functions of main parts of male reproductive system. This is very nicely given. You can see all the parts of male reproductive system are given on the left hand side, and on the right hand side there are functions. So first is testis. Testis function is it produces sperms and testosterone. Next is epididymis. The function of epididymis is it matures and stores sperms. Third is sperm duct. It carries sperm from the epididymis to the urethra. Fourth part is seminal vesicle, corpus gland and prostate gland. So produces seminal fluid which feeds the sperm and allows them to swim, and sperm and seminal fluid are collectively called semen. So what is semen? Sperm plus seminal fluid. That means sperm and seminal fluid forms semen. Next is urethra. The function of urethra, it allows the passage of either urine or sperm. Penis, the full form, the function is it places the sperm inside the body of a female. Next is scrotum. The function of scrotum is it keeps testis at a lower temperature, that is 35 degrees Celsius. So our body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, and it keeps that at 35 degrees Celsius, that is 2 degrees Celsius less. So this is the optimum temperature for meiosis to occur. Alright, so our body temperature or normal temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, so it keeps it at 35 degrees Celsius, that is 2 degrees Celsius less. So you can see the reproductive system ducts in males. First is the duct of testis. Right, so it's a pressure generated by the fluid produced by Sertoli cells pushes sperm along the seminiferous tubule into straight tubules, that is ready testis, efferent duct in epididymis, and then ductus epididymis. So these are the structures that I have given. Explanation like epididymis. What is epididymis? It consists of a tightly coiled ductus epididymis. Alright, so you read this. Then spermatic cord are there, ejaculatory duct are there, urethra are there. All right. So this is most important accessory sex gland, that is seminal vesicles, about 60% of the sperm volume. So seminal vesicle forms 60% of sperm volume. So it secretes alkaline viscous fluid containing fructose, prostaglandin and clotting proteins different from blood. Now next is prostate. Prostate about 25% of sperm volume. So seminal vesicle constitutes 60% and prostate constitutes 25% of semen volume. So prostate, it secretes milky, slightly acidic fluid containing citric acid, several proteolytic enzyme, acid phosphatase, seminal plasmin, that is antibiotic. All right. So prostate constitutes 25% of semen and seminal vesicle constitutes 60% of semen. Next is bulbourethral gland. So it secretes alkaline fluid that protects passing sperm by neutralizing acid from urine in urethra, and mucus lubricates end of penis and lining of urethra. So student, these are certain homework questions. First is draw and level the structure of male reproductive system. I've given in this slides. Second is mention at least one function of all parts of reproductive organ. This one also I've given nicely. Then define the following: internal fertilization with example, external fertilization with example, zygote, gamete. So in this video lecture, sexual reproduction is done and male reproductive system is done. So study, draw nicely the male reproductive system in your copy, label it, and memorize the functions of each. Thank you. Thank you, student. This was all about the entire lecture. We have discussed about the topic sexual reproduction in animals, and then I've discussed about the male reproductive system. So I hope you all have understood the video lecture. So stay at home, stay safe. I'm Shobhajit sir signing off for today, and again we'll meet in the next class. Thank you, students.